Hey, welcome into a brand new weekend of the National Defense. It's Randy Miller. We do this show for one reason only. We do it for our active duty military, our veterans, and their families. We're here for you. We love you. God bless you. Welcome back to the National Defense. It's Randy Miller, and we are wrapping up Fleet Week. We talk about it every year, and the USO is leading the charge in New York City. And we're so excited as we welcome USO to Fleet Week and also to Rebecca Parks, Regional President of USO, joins us here in the National Defense. Rebecca, how are you?
I'm good, Randy. How are you?
Great.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no, this is great. The Fleet Week, huge activities every single year, and for the USO to be right in the middle of that. Talk about some of the things that you guys got a lot going on this week, don't you?
We do. Fleet Week is an exciting week for us to be able to support all the sea services right here in Manhattan. We start off on Wednesday morning welcoming the ships as they come down the Hudson River. And we go all the way through the weekend and Memorial Day weekend, supporting the sailors, the Coast Guardsmen, the Marines that are here, as well as engaging with the public and really bridging the gap using Fleet Week as a conduit to bridge the gap between the civilian and military population.
I love that because that's one of our missions on this show is to not only highlight the men and women who wear the uniform, but also to acquaint the public about the importance of that. So that is so great that you guys are doing that. And you're going to be all over the place. You're on the Intrepid, I think, right?
So we kick off the week watching the parade of ships come down the Hudson, with the Intrepid Museum on Pier 86. And then we have a USO set up on the USS Baton that will stay open through Monday. And that's a location similar to all of our other centers around the world where the sailors, Marines, Coast Guardsmen that are in town for the week, they can have a spot to take a break, relax, play some games, enjoy some of our programming, and get a taste of the USO before they head back out to sea.
And then there's a special salute to the women of the sea.
That's right. So last year, our inaugural Women of the Sea Services event was a great hit. It's part of our USO Transitions program and specifically designed to connect young female sailors with industry leaders who have taken the journey of transition themselves from a military or military spouse journey into a civilian corporate career. And it's a great day of mentorship and inspiration.
Hey, Rebecca, talk to us about where the USO is today. I think some people are confused about the old USO and what you guys are doing now. Obviously, everybody knows Bob Hope and the tours and all that kind of stuff. But the USO is so much more than that now. Talk about kind of where your place is with the USO.
The USO has significantly evolved from those days of Bob Hope, which a lot of people out there still remember us by. We've been around over 80 years, but we've really navigated to stay relevant to the service members of today. And so really in the last 5 years in particular, our services and programs have evolved from entertainment and airport centers, which we still have as part of our realm of programming, but we really have looked at, what are the needs of Gen Z, millennial generations that are serving today. And so we've evolved our programming to include gaming, K-9 programming, entertainment that is delivered very differently. And so a lot of our programming is now able to be accessed virtually, which is a new capability and something that is even growing significantly in the last 18 months to 2 years. And so we've continuously evolved not only our physical footprint, but also our digital and virtual footprint to be able to reach more service members and families. I would say another element of our growth has been in the family space and our support for the whole entire group that's serving, including military spouses and military kids. And so our programming for spouses and military children have evolved significantly over the last couple of years as well.
Oh, that's so cool. We're talking to Rebecca Parks here in the National Defense Regional President of USO. Yeah, and we have celebrities on this program, and it's so funny. We'll be halfway through the conversation, and one of them will say, "Yeah, I just went on a USO tour," and they don't. I love the folks that don't make a big deal about it, and that seems to be like the majority of the people that do the tours, right?
We do. We have a whole spread of different celebrities from different industries who come on USO tours, and they're very humble about coming on them and being part of them. But they also, by being there, they see the meaningful impact that they make by doing it. And so
Sure.
we're very grateful for all of our celebrity and entertainment talent that has joined us on those tours. And also, in addition, several who maybe can't take the time commitment based on their work commitments to come on a tour overseas or throughout the states, but can do something digitally and virtually. And so that's been a huge impact to a lot of our locations as well, is kind of doing the live feed where they can
Right.
still interact and have a conversation, but it's over our digital platforms.
Yeah, that's so cool. And you know, you think about the technology where it stands now. You know, entertainers, newsmakers, who have you, that used to do the USO tours, they have so much more capability now to reach so many more of our service people, don't they?
They do, and it's allowed us to really increase our reach and being able to interact and provide support for more service members. Individually, we were able to reach about 850,000 last year,
Oh, wow.
and so we've been able to really expand and reevaluate what our support for service members and family members means by adding both digital platform, virtual connection, as well as increasing our physical footprint. So, in addition to our 250 centers around the world, we've added 4 centers on aircraft carriers in the
Oh, wow.
last year alone. And we have plans to increase that this year and into next year to be on all of the aircraft carriers that are out there.
Oh,
And so
wow.
that way we're actually at sea with the Navy. And that's been a really new, unique way that we can provide support even when there are ships that are not able to come back to port for long periods of time.
Oh, wow. That's fantastic. That's going to be some great respite for some of those folks that have to serve, you know, and they get a little break,
Right.
so to speak. So that's so nice. And you mentioned canines. Talk about your canine program a little bit. That's something that I love hearing about.
Yeah, so it is one of my favorites, and as you can, when you see the canines walking around and just providing a morale boost to service members, whether
Right.
that be in the barracks or in kind of remote locations or locations where there's pretty intense surroundings taking place. So our canine program is really about bringing and connecting therapy dogs,
Hmm.
certified therapy dogs, with service members, kids, families as well. And so a lot of our centers will partner or have the ability to have a volunteer who has a trained therapy dog. And the dog will come in for a few hours or a day at one of our centers or
Hmm.
attend one of our programmings. We have programs, where it's, at Dover Air Force Base, reading with Ranger. And so our canine there, Ranger, will come and sit with military families with, young kids as they, do a story time.
That's
And it just
great.
adds an element of comfort. Any of us who are dog lovers know that just even having a dog in your presence can bring an element of comfort.
Right.
And so that's what a lot of our canine program does, is it brings an added element of comfort, just to be able to, give a dog a cuddle and bring smiles to people's faces by doing that.
Now, do you have a dog?
I do have a dog.
What kind?
My dog is not a trained therapy
Right.
dog,
Right.
but he's comforting.
What kind of dog?
I have a black Labrador.
Oh, nice, nice.
Yeah, so he is in the family of those that could be trained. I
Right.
haven't gone that route, but we do have, we partner with the Alliance for Therapy Dogs, and so we find volunteers who are wanting to be USO volunteers. As an organization, we have over 22,000 volunteers
Hmm.
that help us fulfill our mission every day. And so, as part of that, we've been able to find volunteers who also have a trained therapy dog, and so it adds an element of their volunteer work as well to one of our core programs that has been growing significantly lately.
Oh, that's so cool. Now, so if somebody wants to be a volunteer, they just go to the USO website.
That's right. So all of our resources can be found on USO.org. There's a whole section if people are looking to volunteer. They could also go and locate their nearest center or nearest whatever state they're in, and look for the local homepage, the local Facebook or Instagram. And we often promote links for people to sign up and volunteer.
Oh, that's so
And our
great.
volunteer workforce is critical to our mission. Again, 22,000
Wow.
volunteers across the world. that make our day-to-day happen.
We just had Marie Osmond on the program about a month ago, and she was talking about her work with the USO from quite a long time ago. I think Bob Hope actually took her over there at one point. But it's funny, and I'm sure, Rebecca, you deal with this every day in terms of the people that perform and the people that go on these tours. It means so much to them, and it's something that they always look back on as such a memorable and meaning event, right?
Absolutely. And I would say the same for, not only for our entertainment and celebrity partners, but also our volunteer partners. For them, this is a way to give back to the military community. And in addition, all of our corporate partners and donors, they're all coming together for a shared purpose to, be there to share the gratitude that they want to share and be appreciative of all of those who serve in our armed forces. And so this month in particular, as we're in the middle of, towards the end of Military Appreciation Month, but we have a lot of our donors, partners, volunteers kind of come together in a really important and impactful way to support those serving.
That's so great. Well, Rebecca, enjoy Fleet Week. Thank you so much for taking the time, and thank you for everything that the USO is doing.
Thank you so much, Randy, for having me.
We'll be right back here in the National Defense.